Hello, welcome inside of Philip Oates Gymnasium, where tonight the El Camino Eagles come to town to take on the Capital Christian Cougars. Will the Cougars improve to 2-0 in Capital Athletic League, or will they fall for the first time in league? You'll find out next. Welcome back inside the gymnasium. I'm Jeremy Hurtado, bringing you the action today along with my partner, Lauren Goodman. Lauren, talk about El Camino. What are they going to have to do to come in here and upset Capital Christian tonight?
Man, one thing El Camino is really good at is shooting the basketball. They were number 3 in the state last year. This little team from NorCal, they shoot the ball at a high clip, and once their 2 leading scorers get going, man, El Camino is really an unstoppable machine. So if Capital Christian can come out tonight, defend the 3 really well, they got to make a statement in this league game protecting home court. I think they'll have a chance to stop those Eagles.
Now, you talked about shooting from the Eagles, led by Soto, who averages 22.3 points per game, and Matthew Rafiq, who averages 29.3. But after that, it's kind of a question mark for the Eagles.
Yeah, it is. And that's something that they've been dealing with. Both of those senior leaders, they've kind of developed in this position. They've had a heavy load since they've been at El Camino. And so something for them is they got to find key ways to get their offense going, but also incorporate their teammates, finding easy buckets for them to get those easy layups, get to the free throw line. That opens the door for them to still be menacing, and it's a two-handed tandem here. So if you stop one on the other side, you got to be aware of where the other one is on the other side. So if they can really work together, balance that out. But again, using those others are going to be crucial, because one thing that's special about the Cougars are they got a deep bench, and they are a young, deep bench, and the way Coach is rotating them right now and getting people in is something really scary for Capital Christian.
Absolutely. You talked about the depth of Capital Christian. You got 5 guys averaging over 5 or 6 points a game, so that kind of spreads the wealth as opposed to a 1-2 punch on the other end. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Leading the way for Capital Christian, Gavin Sykes, he's the leader with 14.9 points per game. But then if you stop him, you got Jaden Treat, the transfer from Jesuit, who comes in averaging 11.8. And then you got Jaden Valdez, who also averages almost 10 points a game. So 3 guys right there that can get things done for the Cougars. Yeah,
one thing that Coach Lorente is always hounding on his team is how do they play defense, how can they get stops, making sure that they attack the glass really well. But they have that, again, balanced attack. He never wants it to be on one guy. A big part about this team is they got a lot of football guys here. And so in the beginning of the season when we saw them earlier is they were getting new guys in, learning, rotating, because he knew, man, I'm going to have some other guys coming in soon. I'm going to have to learn this rotation. And that's one thing special about them. Again, their depth allows them to have multiple options with multiple clips that makes them special.
So again, the Cougars come in tonight 10-3, 1-0 in Capital Athletic League play, while the Eagles come in 9-6, 0-1 in Capital Athletic League play. Eagles will be wearing the green uniforms with the white numbers outlined in black, while the Cougars have their home white jerseys on with blue trim and blue numbers, as we're getting set here, I believe, for the national anthem.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for supporting high school athletics. Welcome to Capital Christian School as the Cougars take on the California Athletic League opponent, El Camino Eagles. The participants from both programs have worked very hard to prepare for tonight's game and appreciate your support, encouragement, and respect for all coaches, players, and officials. In the spirit of honoring the game, we ask that you behave appropriately, uphold the ethical code of conduct, and demonstrate sportsmanship through the entirety of the game. Both schools are proud members of the CIF and ask that you join them in representing the principles of pursuing victory with honor by cheering in a positive manner and setting a good example for all young people to follow. Thank you. At this time, we would ask that you stand and remove your headwear for the opening prayer and playing of the national anthem. Please welcome Phil Oates for the opening prayer.
We welcome El Camino and all of you on this wet, cold evening to a great night of basketball. If you'll bow your heads with me. Heavenly Father, we thank you both for the El Camino Eagles, for the Capital Cougars, for the men and coaches that have dedicated themselves to prepare for the season. We pray protection over all of them. We pray good sportsmanship over all of them. And we pray that we walk out of here glad that we spent a Friday evening here in this gym. Keep everybody safe as they travel home this evening and during this wet season. Amen.
So we get ready for the starting lineups here first for the visiting El Camino Eagles. Isaiah Ito getting the start for the Eagles, as well as number 3, Ivan Soto. Nate Miranda. Mateen Rafiq. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Eagles is Matt Martin. Now turning over to the home team, Capital Christian Cougars. Jaden Treat. Kanye Clark getting the start, senior, 6 foot 170. And again, in the aforementioned Jaden Treat. Micah Hodson, number 10. Gavin Sykes, talked about him in the pregame show, 14.9 points per game, 4.2 rebounds per game. Rounding out the starting lineup for the Cougars, Jaden Valdez, the 6'3" sophomore, averaging 9 points per game and 5 rebounds. Capital Christian comes in the game 2-0 at home, while El Camino, this is their first true road game. They're 7-5 on neutral sites, 2-1 at home. First time they've traveled for a true road game. See how that works out for El Camino.
That may be an obstacle for surely, not playing. And if you aren't from Sacramento and you've never been to El Camino, it's a very particular gym to play in. And so if you haven't been on the road, your team hasn't been tested yet, you don't really see where they can be and how they can potentially be fazed by this type of crowd. One thing, if you know about Capital Christian, is their crowd may have been silent early, but once they start putting on a show, they respond really well. And so how will the Eagles respond to that? How will that impact their game? We'll soon to find out early.
No, absolutely. This is my first time here at Capital Christian, and I'll tell you, during the JV game, they got up and made some noise too. When something happened positive for Capital Christian, they had no problem letting everybody in the gym know about it.
Somebody will start making some noise for sure.
Looks like Hobson and Miranda going to jump the ball here as we get started. Capital Christian easily comes away with the tip.
Yeah, no challenge at all. And we immediately see a zone. Not surprised.
Treat trying to open up the shooting, no good. Rebound down low, stays with it, does Hodson for the first 2 of the game.
That was a power board, can't happen. Second chance opportunities led to that easy one, but here come the Eagles.
Capital Christian opens in a man-to-man defense.
And now you'll see a lot of penetration, weave, dribbling from El Camino because they want to create some attention to get those threes off.
Deep three there, no good. Rebound comes off to Valdez. Again, he has 5 rebounds a game. Picking up the first one of the night for the Cougars.
So I think easily you can tell an advantage. As Teat misses there, advantage for Capital Christian is size. So everything inside, they should be dominating the boards. I know that's something that Coach Lorente preaches. Nice
drive and layup for Rafiki. First points of the night for the Eagles. Block call there on number 13. That's Matthew Martin trying to take the charge. Instead, gets called for the block, first team, first personal.
I think if they lock in on that, try to focus on being able to be in the right position, they'll be able to take away with some of those charges in key moments in the game.
Another 3-point shot, no good, but again, a rebound comes off to Capital Christian. Loose ball bounced away, controlled by Clark eventually.
And Clark, I would say probably, if not competing for Athlete of the Year here. We see an easy layup there by Hobson.
Yep, that's 2 for him already. All 4 points so far for Capital Christian. Hobson down low. Problem for the Eagles automatically, like talking about the height, just causing issues down low.
Second chance opportunity, too. That started with an offensive rebound. So they're getting stops, but are they going to be able to box out and get rebounds? And there's a turnover.
Fast break opportunity. Hodson to Teat. Nice layup off the glass. You saw the defense turn the offense there for Capital Christian.
And that's something, a crazy addition this year. You know, you talked about them picking up Teat from Jesuit, but they already had somebody like Kanye Clark, and then they get a Teat to go with that athleticism. So Capital Christian always being blessed in the basketball gods.
Valdez kicks it back out. Teat thought about 3 instead, passes over. That shot tipped, no good, and here we go, up and in. Another second chance point by Gavin Sykes.
And it's going to be a long night if El Camino, and again, just weak side, this is something so interesting too, is that was every time they've gotten an offensive rebound, it's been on a 3-point shot. And so if you're a 3-point shooting team, typically you work on boxing out on the weak side. So that's something that they got to hone in quickly when coach calls a timeout, is we got to get the weak side rebound.
Yeah, otherwise it's going to be a long night, like you said initially, for the Eagles.
And they don't want it to get long in here, trust me. Because last time it got long in here, I was here. It was a sight to see, show for sure by the Cougars.
Ball out of bounds off of Martin. And right now, everything's a little too fast right now. Eagles got to slow things down. They're just trying to do a little too much.
And that's what's going to make something special about Capital Christian this year in this league. They're extremely athletic, but they also play great defense. Like, they want to lock in. They want to see how many turnovers they can create, how many tips and deflections they can get. So them competing is they got a turnover right there. Yes. But I think they're probably the toughest competition in league will probably be Sac High. Extremely athletic, very young, scrappy program. So outside of that, you know, I think Capital sets the tone defensively in what they bring, and they should be able to dominate. And seeing that matchup against Sac High, that'll be old rivalry days. Good to see both programs at an elite level, as they typically and historically are.
Another interception there by Valdez. On quick to the layout to Clark, and he tries to dunk it, doesn't get it to go. But there's the rebound and follow by Sykes again. So far, all but the free throw and second chance opportunities for the Cougars. Talking about Sac High, sorry, Lauren, we get to see them tomorrow night.
Yes, we will, and you'll see a little snippet of their athleticism. And you see T knocking down a three. I hope a timeout is coming soon. Or
yeah, I was on the same page. I'm thinking
Coach Rafiq may be saying, hey, play through it.
Nice take there, and going to the free throw line is Rafiq. There's the timeout you asked for right there.
We see here, this is how he got to the free throw line, just being aggressive, putting his head down, turning his body. Got a little bump. That's how we get to the free throw line.
We'll be back after this on NorCal Sports TV.
From grabbing rim with like one hand. After 3 weeks of using this, I can flush down a dunk easily. Probably about 4 or 5 inches added onto my vertical jump.
Welcome back inside the Philip Oates Gymnasium, where Rafiq going to the free throw line trying to cash in on the opportunities he got before the break to cut into this 11-point lead now. And Lauren, we mentioned it a moment ago, but tomorrow here on NorCal Sports TV as Rafiq hits the second 7 basketball games here from Capital Christian High School.
Yes, sir.
Starting at 11 a.m., so perfect place to come down, check out some basketball. If you can't come down, you can watch all the games on NorCal Sports TV, and you get to see, for the aforementioned Sacramento High School, take on a team from the 209 area code, Western Ranch, as you get another layup inside for Capital Christian, and Hobson, his 6 points of the game. So you get to see Sac High take on an athletic Western Ranch team, usually pretty decent in the 209 area, so that should be a good test for them.
That will be a good test for them. I think Sacramento, they're led by new head coach Matt Johnson, former player of Sacramento, played at Yuba City, got an opportunity to play some D1 ball, played overseas. So I think the biggest part about seeing a lot of these coaches from this community and from this area pouring back to their schools is so great. And he's testing his team. He got an opportunity to play at the Duel in the Dome, so he's getting some exposure to his teams. He understands it, and that's something that we definitely want to grow here in Sacramento is the NorCal Sports viewership and getting that to be a regular as we see Mateen Rafiq hitting the easy jumper there, but that's something that's going to be major tomorrow, all those games, game pack. So if you're listening today, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can get those notifications and see that Western Ranch
Absolutely.
Sacramento game.
That's a 3:30 game, should be part of the high-impact basketball tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Must-see TV. Instead of dealing with the rain, just sit at home, watch basketball all day on NorCal Sports TV, right? I mean, come on.
Like
make yourself some chili, sit back, and enjoy
Don't
the basketball.
Don't put food with it. Uh-oh.
Yeah, there you go.
And we see that defense by T just all over. You got to give credit to. They going to match up man-to-man. Coach, as we see, just not staying with him. Got to move your feet, young fella. I know you didn't want to get that one, but you got to move your feet. And we'll see here how he got there. But that's why we stress as coaches taking that extra step. You can't ride with him. Don't ride with him and go as he's going. You got to at some point cut him off, change his direction. As we see here, comes off hard, and he just stays with them parallel instead of trying to jump in front, hand on the lower hip. Typically an easy call for officials. And once we start evaluating the game like that, where I know this is an easy call, they're going to call this every single time I do something of this nature, then it has to click in your mind, all right, I'm going to make the adjustment. Or I'm going to do as my coach teaches me every day in practice and cut the man off and beat him to the spot.
Unable to come away with a three-point play. Still gets it inside of single digits. Clark thought about the three, now drops it off. Three-point shot on the wing. Basham no good, and rebound comes back over to the Eagles. Tie up, loose ball, possession arrow. Going to stay with the Eagles.
And that's something the Eagles, they got away with that one right there. They need to make sure that they're capitalizing on missed opportunities, because if not, as we see so far, Capital's taking advantage of it.
Capital going to drop back. Thought they were going to do a little pressure defense there instead. Drop back man-to-man in the half court. We got a foul away from the ball. It looks like they got Teat. Yep. Teat a little too handsy there.
And Teat will learn. That's what I was saying. Learning the officials, learning what they're going to call, what they're not going to call. Teat is a very aggressive defender. Based off the officials, we got a great crew tonight, but based off the officials, he'll be called differently for different stuff that he does. And we see the ISO. Immediately you hear the Cougars come in double team because they know once it gets under a certain amount of time, their feet may do that.
From the Golden One Center and didn't hit it. Oh, that was way out there.
But no continuity right now with El Camino's offense. Teat.
You may miss out here, but I'll hit it from out here. And he puts a second three-point basket on the scoreboard, back it up to an 11-point lead with 1:45 left to go in the first quarter.
But no comp there. Good move. Got a hit. And again, you see that continuity with El Camino's offense. Nobody else is touching the basketball. You talked about that earlier coming into the game as the Cougars get another turnover there, but nobody else is touching the basketball. They're watching Mateen dribble. They're watching the calls be played out. And even at this point now, Capital's even calling the double team once he gets at the top. So they got to find somebody else to touch the basketball, create some movement to where he can get the ball like he just picked up that foul on the offside by moving.
And it's one and done. There's nobody there to get the rebound on offense. It's just a shot, and nope, it's not in. We're going back to play defense. Hey, that one crawls over the rim as Soto gets it to go, but and then we got a turnover on Capital Christian. Stepped over the line on the inbound, so it'll go back to El Camino. And this is where El Camino's got to capitalize. You got 1:12 left to go in the first quarter. Down by 9. Got to get a basket here. They just cut in the lead,
Started with the stop, though. Yep. They got a defensive rebound, stopped the possession. Came in, be able to ISO score. Got to hit another one.
There it is. Soto, hand in his face. He still gets it to go down. Big shot there. Now it's back to a 7-point game. And again, now a defensive stop here sets you up good for the second quarter.
And Capital's been working on it all season. They know they're going to get a zone. And how can they execute via the zone?
There's a defensive stop. Goes out of bounds, last touch by the Cougars. So the Eagles get the ball back here. 51 seconds left. Chance to cut into the 7-point lead.
And there it is. It has to build. You're not going to shoot a basket and you're going to get 20 points, right? But they got to stop. Then they came down and scored. Then the turnover, so they got another stop. Got another bucket. Again, get a stop down on the other end. So it's got to be a build-up. But there's a turnover.
Yep. Martin had the good cut, caught it, and then just shuffles the feet instead of dribbling. He could have dribbled right at the basket instead. Tried to think a little bit too much.
And young players who watching the game, you ask about like role players, other people that are not key in the offense.
And then Teat says, I'll just stop this run right here. Put another 3 points on the board, makes it back to a 10-point lead with 20 seconds left.
Look at the double automatically. We're not giving you a bucket open. Yep. And I might even send the double here because Soto has the ability to shoot as well.
3 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Heat from
Is he on fire?
downtown, too short.
Heat check.
22-12 is the end of the first quarter. Capital Christian up by 10 here on NorCal Sports TV. Back inside the Philip Oates Gymnasium, I'm Jeremy Hurtado along with Lauren Goodman, bringing you the action today as Capital Christian plays host to El Camino. Lauren, El Camino came out here and kind of fell behind early here, and what are they going to do here in the second half, or second quarter rather, try and cut away at this 10-point lead?
Well, they made some rotations, getting some fresh legs in, but before the half, we were just talking, or before the end of the quarter, you talk about what are those role players going to do, what are those other players who are not, quote-unquote, the leading scorers. You got to be able to catch the ball and not create turnovers and hit shots when you're open. A lot of kids get stuck on hitting shots when you're open, but you also got to minimize your mistakes within the game when I need to pass to you or maybe get out of pressure, which we're showing the Cougars doing. And goodness, they got another three. It's raining in here.
Gonzalez that time hitting it for the Cougars. Talk about the role player, Monte Gonzalez stepping up there for the Cougars on that possession. Ito with the putback for the Eagles from 5 feet away. Nice second chance opportunity for El Camino.
And they just got to stay locked in, get defensive stops. Hands got to be active, though, because there's too many good tip right there.
Comes away with it for the rebound is Rafiq for El Camino. One and done that time for Capital Christian.
Use it and come downhill every time. So now you know what's your counter when you get a double team. Do you have a combo move to get out of the double team? Do you know how to split a double team? Who's the man screening? Because right now you're getting guard screens.
Nice skip pass, and he's going to go to the free throw line. As the foul is going to go on Miranda. See the pass there. Bashan with the floater called before the shot on the floor.
You see rotations.
Johnson going to inbound here for Capital Christian.
Got a hit.
Bashan with the rebound again. Floater good. Counted Isaiah, or actually, I'm sorry, Storm Bashan, 6'2 junior, putting 2 points on the board for Capital Christian. Back to a 10-point lead. Just under 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. There's a double team you've been talking about. Now, what are you going to do with it if you're El Camino?
And that's not where you want to throw it.
Not in the corner.
That's not where you want to throw it.
Monte Guzman ties it up.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's not where you want to throw it. You're already getting extended pressure at the top of the key. One place you definitely want to avoid when that is happening is the corner. I don't know how many times I've said this in my coaching career, but when you see a pressure, do not go in the corner. It's nothing successful going to happen there. But yet kids love to go to the corner, and they love to bend over. You know, probably coaching, they love to get in that corner and bend over. And then it just allows 4 people to play you. You got the baseline side, sideline side, and then whoever's trapping you. So stay away from the corner. Try to get somebody. Now, that same play I'm fine with, but try to get somebody at the high post. Because now you get somebody at the high post, you're in the middle of the pressure. Then you have the opportunity to reverse the ball to the other side. And so it allows basketball to move smoother. But when you go to that corner,
nothing good happens there.
It's a coach's nightmare. You want to make your coach go crazy, throw the ball in the corner while we getting trapped. Okay? See how your coach responds.
Turnover there by El Camino as Ito shuffles the feet gives the ball with 4.5 left to go. Capital Christian working on a 10-point lead. Valdez drive off the glass, no good. Rebound comes off to Martin for El Camino.
And El Camino definitely has stopped the second chance opportunities. I like it. Push in transition. He's giving it to him.
Yep. Ito just couldn't understand it. He ran into the defender, as you see here on the replay. Good job of crossover, and then bam.
Yeah, easy call.
Yep.
I like it. But that's where, why do I need to take the extra step? Just go right up over the top. I already pulled
Once
over.
you cleared.
But that's the limitation of the left, because once I pull from the right to the left, my thought process should be shoot left or just go up with my regular shot. Didn't need that extra step.
Nice jump stop.
Oh, he got to finish.
Clark goes up, doesn't get it, stays with it, goes a second time and gets it to go. Good effort shot there by Clark. And now Capital Christian going to put a little pressure on the Eagles here, and then they decide, maybe not. A little token pressure.
Just a little bit, just to see, just to spice it up. I like that. There we are.
Coming at you.
I must be hot commodity right now. You know, the ball coming right to me.
You ready? You're open.
You know, I'm a shooter in this corner now. I don't know if they know that I got, their repertoire with the jump shot in the corner, but again, what did I tell you? Every time you throw the ball to the corner, bad things happen or scary things happen. So, what happens there? Ball gets tipped to me. Coach makes a platoon sub. We gotta get under control here, guys.
Hey, you were open at least, though.
Hey, I was ready to knock it down.
That air ball there goes out of bounds.
Listen,
gives the ball
I came
back.
with my like mics today, so if anybody want to see me on the one-on-one at halftime, pulling up to Capital Christian is open opportunity.
Well, there you go, challenging. 3:14 left to go here. 12-point lead for Capital Christian. So far, it's been all Cougars. Eagles had some runs, just not enough stops on the defensive end to get back in it. And then we get a foul as Kamara gets the rebound. And it's going to be a foul on Kamara, so that's going to send El Camino to the line for a one-on-one. I thought it was the other way around on live, but Kamara coming over the top, the call, and it's going to send Soto to the free throw line. These are almost gotta hits, right? 3 minutes left. You're giving you 2 free throw opportunities.
You got to make something happen, especially when you're a known shooting program, and this is your leading scorer. Got to hit.
78% free throw shooter on the season is Soto.
And this is what he does. Senior leaders step up. You got to knock down shots right now, and that's what he does.
Now got to get a stop on the defensive end if you're El Camino. Get it under, I'd say 7 at halftime would be a huge accomplishment if you're the Eagles. And there's a turnover by Capital Christian as Aguirre tries to go a little too fast and leaves the ball out of bounds. Opening the door for El Camino.
And you asked about why Capital is so special is he lets his players play through this, you know what I mean? He has his second couple rotation guys in right now. Not all of his starters yet.
And that was an offensive foul called on Isaac Bennett.
No, I think that was on Clark.
Or was it? I thought he.
I think that was on Clark.
Okay.
Yeah, Clark.
Isaac Bennett going to go to the free throw line. I thought he called an offensive on Bennett. Instead, it's on Clark. So another opportunity for free throws if you're El Camino. Shooting 2 this time.
Clark just played in the section championship for Capital Christian football team, so he was going to get through that screen. He was determined to get through that screen. He's a special player here at Capital Christian, a 3-sport star, not 3-sport athlete, 3-sport star. Multiple opportunities to play at the next level. He's going to be a big piece of helping Capital be successful this year. And everybody knows maintaining his speed and his athleticism is something that they're going to have to deal with all season.
2 missed free throw opportunities by Bennett. Valdez drives, finds a pile up in the middle of the court.
Drop the dime. Oh, got a hit. What is it?
Aguirre drives the baseline, and we got an injured Eagle down. Grabbing his ankle, playing still going on though, and now finally.
There we go. I was like, somebody got a foul. Stop play.
He got a
It looks like he's
rolled ankle or something kind of ankle
of that
injury. Regardless, 2:04 left. Good to see him up and walking it off there as Ivan Soto is the injured Eagle.
But it's
And that's definitely
it's a stinger. Trust me, it's a stinger type of injury. I'm glad to see he's up and walking and on his own strength.
Yeah, if you're the Eagles, you can't have him go down. I mean, that's a huge blow to your offensive production.
You don't want to see that. So I hope he gets it right, gets his shoe tight. Old sports trick. Don't untie it. Tie it tighter.
Yep.
And get some momentum. A lot of players typically try to sit down at this point. Nurse it back to health. Get a couple little jogs once you feel some strength and try to walk on it. Then as you pick it up progressively, you want to be able to apply pressure.
And
there
one.
It is.
Nice entry, easy find for Capital Christian, and then the strength to go up and put it back in.
And you see the balance there. 6 people already on the scoreboard tonight. And Soto's back in quickly.
Yeah, like you said, best thing to do is just get back out and run on some more.
Run some
If
more.
you stop moving, it's going to tighten up and
if
hurt.
it's messed up, it's going to be messed up tomorrow. I'm just saying we got to play. We got to get the show on the road. But, no, I'm glad to see him back on there, being able to run. I think it was just a tweak. Good, strong rebound right there by Ido.
Soto bringing it up for the Eagles. Double team knocked away. Last touch by Soto off his leg. It's a good job there by Jaden Valdez. Quick hands, knocks it off of Soto.
And the biggest thing is players, especially guards like him, you want to go next level, you got a timeout.
We got a 30-second timeout by Capital Christian. We'll be back after this on NorCal Sports TV. .152 left to go here in the second half, a quarter of play. Capital Christian up 31-19. Jeremy Hurtado along with Lauren Goodman here live from Capital Christian High School in Sacramento, California.
And again, this is what I like about Capital. We know in the moments they're going to go with their guys and they know who they can go with, but they stay with their rotational group and see how they can play together in this last 2 minutes. A lot of coaches will try to go push that league. He's trying to work to see who can get better. Got to hit.
No, I mean, absolutely. You're going to build because you're expecting to play, 3-4 weeks from now in important games. You're not just here to play tonight.
Yep.
Nice tip away by El Camino. Gets the ball back with 1:19 left to go here in the first half of play.
Sometimes coaches, they tend to forget why I need to continuously work on my rotation and development, because somebody on this bench I'm going to have to call to when I really need it, or whatever situation happens. If I got you on the team, I'm always in the philosophy of I want to use you. People got mad at me, you don't have 15 players. I don't need 15 players. I don't operate in that space. But if I can get a solid 12 to be consistent, I'm going to use all 12. You need to be understanding whether you're going to be a rebounder, you're going to be a screener, you're going to be a scorer, you're going to be the leader, you're going to be a role player, whatever that looks like for me. I need you to be maximized. And that's something that he's trying to work with all these guys here at Capital, and being to be confident in your role.
All right.
That's what players aren't, really good at. Being confident in their role, man. Hey, I might not be the star, but hey, I'm going to dive on the ground every play. I'm going to get steals. I'm going to get tips. That's a separator sometimes.
And that's what makes the difference between a team that's, one and done in the playoffs or makes a big run. So having enough of those guys that know and understand their situation and roles and develop along the season throughout those roles. Interception on the play by Hobson. Nice Euro, lays it up and in.
Too easy.
Getting stretched out here up to 16, and then they throw it away again. Hobson didn't have to save it there. Instead gives it back to El Camino. So shot clock should be off, but it's got 27. Game clock only has 19, so last chance opportunity here for El Camino.
And Valdez, all he got to do is put his hand out right now. He can get a 5-second count. The pressure by Capital, amazing. Uh-oh, got a hit.
2-1. Hobson in a race, lays it up and in before the buzzer goes. Count it. And it's going to be 37-19, our halftime score here on NorCal Sports TV. Get another look at this as he beats the buzzer.
Coast to coast. Got it, and again, going parallel with him, never cutting him off. He just puts his head down. That's a great move. And look at that.
Before we go to break, we got to say
Guys,
happy
you guys are
birthday to
absolutely amazing.
Lauren Goodman out here working on her birthday. You know, not only is she working, she's like the mayor out here in Sacramento. Everybody comes in, knows her, coaches, officials, people from the stands coming in saying hi. I mean, you got to give it up for Lauren working on her birthday here live on NorCal Sports TV.
You guys are absolutely amazing.
Grabbing rim with like one hand. After 3 weeks of using this, I can flush down a dunk easily. Probably about 4 or 5 inches added onto my vertical jump.
That's a tough miss right there. It's always good to get off to a good start.
Ab Blocker. For anybody, anytime, anywhere. Strengthen your core and improve overall endurance. Feel better about yourself. Set your own standard and eliminate the worry of wondering what to do about the task of core strengthening. It doesn't matter who or how old you may be. The Ab Blocker will meet you wherever you are physically to help you be more fit for life. Ab Blocker Fitness. Get locked in.
To learn more, go to abblockerfitness.com.
You drove all the way up from Los Angeles.
From
we
Los
just
Angeles.
heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, you know, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence. And this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial, supportive the older boys are with the younger boys. And I think that is really heartening for me, because that's how I want my boy to be when he grows up. And so I think that he has some really great examples of really kind people on and off the court here.
Adriana, you are the love of my life. Will you make me the happiest man on earth? Will you marry me?
Yes, Dave. Only if we can have Justin Flores Productions DJ our wedding.
Justin Flores Productions?
Justin Flores Productions. They have years of experience in radio and music, and their personalities make for the best experience.
Do they offer any other services?
Of course. Their slogan is audio, video, and all your media needs.
Okay.
Justin Flores Productions. Audio, video, and all your media needs. You're welcome, Dave. You're welcome.
Grabbing rim with like one hand. After 3 weeks of using this, I can flush down a dunk easily. Probably about 4 or 5 inches added onto my vertical jump.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the second half of play. Capital Christian up 37-19 over El Camino. And Lauren, we saw things kind of slip away from El Camino there in the last couple minutes of the first half.
It kind of got out of control. Not a way you want to end the quarter for sure if you're El Camino. But at the same time, they got to lock in and want to compete. No adjustments made by the players. That doesn't mean, Coach Rafiq isn't over there talking to him. He's called timeouts. He's a very charismatic coach, so you can tell he's instructing his players. But at some point, they got to make the adjustment. If you keep running into a wall and you keep getting the same result, at some point you're going to say, hey, let me walk through the doorway. So they got to make the adjustment. I like this with Capital Christian changing their starting lineup. Let's work on something. Let's get better. Let's see how the second half goes.
Yeah, if you're El Camino, you got to get a stop on the defensive end and not give up an easy basket to Sykes to start the second half.
That's not going to get us in the right direction.
That wasn't drawn up if you're El Camino. See what they can do here on the offensive end. 3-point shot on the way short. Rebound, though, controlled by El Camino and reset. Soto from the 3-point shot, no good. And again, they're just settling for outside shots. That time, he could have taken about 3 more steps up and took a 15-footer instead.
And sometimes people don't understand with 3-point shooting, they think it's just catch and shoot. I'm sitting here in cold. No, you got to have some momentum. You got to move your body a little bit.
And again, chance to run out, and they slow things down, does El Camino.
And here they go. They got some momentum, but they, again, let the Cougars settle down.
Soto rolls the ankle again.
And let's see how he goes. I don't know if it's a spot right there. They may need to get some towels. Now, this is a legendary court. You got to bring out the towels. See if he hits. Nothing falling for him. I'm curious to how Soto and El Camino warmed up. Didn't really see a lot of activity, not a lot of shooting.
Nice rebound there
Second
by
chance
Wiggins.
Opportunity.
Right now, energy level plus on the Cougar side, kind of negative on the El Camino side.
Yeah, they got to come fired up and have some passion about it, but we get a turnover there.
.20 game here, 6:30 left to go in the third quarter of play. Again, Jeremy Hurtado along with Lauren Goodman bringing the action from legendary Capital Christian. Central.
Look, he's been in the Bay so much. They got him all discombobulated.
Capital Christian here in Sacramento. Cougars working around the outside. Skip pass over the top. Teat drives, cut off. Sykes working around the outside now. Got Wiggins down low, back out to the corner. 3-point shot on the way. Too strong. Rebound tipped away, controlled by the Eagles, and they're on the run.
Now create something in transition. You see immediately he has them on their heels, but he pulls back and retreats. Let's see if he can finish. Nope. Cougars defense is strong.
Bounce pass down low to Jackson. He lays it up and in. And again, it's points in the paint for Capital Christian. They've been taking advantage of those opportunities while the Eagles have left them short or hit them too strong. This time, Ito going to the free throw line.
And sometimes it's the chipaways. Right here, got to be able to go attack. I like the fake handoff. Be able to catch them in transition. Everything also is to the right side. You want to start left, come down heavy to the right because I want the defense to shift sides, right? I want the defense to move. But again, ball too stagnant for me for El Camino. As we see, he hits on the first. But you got to create ball movement. The ball is getting in the one hand. Nobody's creating the ball movement. And then when it is ball movement, nobody wants the basketball. Everybody's surprised that they're getting it. And that's where we talked about earlier. What can the second guys do? What can those off guys do that are not typically having the ball in their hand?
Another good look down low that time. Jackson just has it go off his hands. But again, he had an easy look at the basket. That zone defense just getting carved up right now by the Cougars.
And that's something they got to get better at. That's why they're working on it right now. Their zone offense working with those two bigs. You got a shot clock adjustment. Shot clock didn't start. But that's something the two freshmen, which is crazy to say, right? You have a 6'5" freshman and Muhammad, and then you also have a 6'5" freshman in Miles Wiggins. So working these two right now. They getting some good quality minutes. As we see Soto knocking down a 3.
Nice knock away by Ito. Good defense now. Can the Eagles capitalize on the offensive end? Screen. Cut off, double team, backdoor cut. Miranda just stopped and resets things. And then we get a foul called on Sykes.
And I like it. I mean, this is what you got to deal with. And that's where Rafiq has to determine what type of player he is right now. It's gut check time. I'm getting a double team, which shows how good I am as a player, right? That's major respect when I'm getting double teamed. But what do I do now when I get double teamed? What type of player am I? Because if a double team is going to minimize you, what do you think everybody else in the league is seeing right now? Double team you and they can take you away. So there he is. That's what I want to see. Respond, young fella. We ain't got to play with it. I want to see you getting this much attention. Let's maximize on it and develop your game. Great response.
Now get another stop here if you're El Dorado or El Camino, and you can get it back down to 1 possession lead. Instead, Treat says none of that. I'm going to hit the 3 again. His third 3 of the evening.
Come on now. How can you get a walking bucket like that, bro? That was a blessing.
Drive, kick back out. Soto and the Eagles looking for another 3-point shot. Off the rim, no good. Rebound controlled finally by Johnson.
They just got to get on the same page. Those two, Rafiq and Soto.
Going for 2, back to back.
They giving him the 3 for that?
Yep.
Is that a 3 ball?
Back to a 20-point lead. So El Camino does all the work, chips away, and then Teat just says, hey, I'm going to score 6 straight and make it a 20-point lead once again.
Well, here's the Teat show. Is anybody going to guard him? I mean.
And that's from NBA. That's not even in high school.
That was from the court. That was from the court sign, cold court. But again, why am I so down? Right? I'm too far down right now if I'm Soto, and my hands aren't up. Look, hand down, man down. That's what they call that in my shooting area. Like, there's no way he can be getting these clear attempts like that. Push in transition.
Rafiq has it knocked away.
But I always tell my players, you see the traffic, right? Why try to make that type of pass in that type of moment? You're trying to make a one-hand pass in transition while you're getting pressure. Just keep it. Retreat dribble. I haven't seen that one time from an El Camino player. Pull in a retreat dribble, take it back, see the floor, and then look. You see, once you can observe, then I can make a better decision. But in transition, they got to make better decisions. We see Soto, and we get a quick timeout.
47-30, 2:18 left to go here in the third quarter. We'll be back after this on NorCal Sports TV.
Come on now, make it a game.
El Camino, fresh off that three-point basket, trying to cut back into this 17-point lead. Double team out there up top.
They got to be active with the hands. They just going to keep getting shot in the face, sprayed up by the three machine because they're not competing and closing out with a high hand.
Nice fadeaway by Rafif. And there, another steal by Martin. Lays it up and in.
There you go.
Need more of that, right? Now they're extending that pressure out to half court.
Have some fire. Have some heart in this. That's all I ask you to do as a coach. We may not win the ball game, but we're going to make it a fight. Got to make it a fight.
3-point shot short. Rebound tipped away.
Better contest.
And you're going to get a foul called.
There
I believe that's on Capital Christian, Storm Bashim. And it is. So, again, another stop as we get a chance to take another look at that steal and layup moments ago by Martin.
Intensity changes everything. You pick it up. Look, he's moving the ball before the double team can come. Everybody be aggressive. Bang. It's not rocket science. Let's play basketball, guys. I'm glad y'all waking up and coming to the show. That's what we want to see as a coach. Players on the floor, let's build on this.
Now it's down to 14. Just under a minute left to go here in the third quarter of play. Huge possession here if you're El Camino.
Good contest. Almost rebound. Somebody got to help him out. He can't score every bucket and be on the weak side rebound every time. So they got to help him out.
Kamara with the rebound and basket.
Pull. Oh, what am I waiting for? Shoot like an assassin, young fella. Look, too stagnant. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving if you're El Camino. Here come the double. Yep, easy call.
Foul on Kamara. But you can see it. You're right. As they move around, positive things happen for El Camino. When you sit and watch the ball, bad things happen. It's really that easy, right?
You're going to hear me be a coach all the time, every single time, because for me, you want to see your players perform at another level. You want to be able to see, hey, this is what's happening in the game. Stop hitting yourself in the head. And so they've had some success. Build on those successes. Good ball movement thus far. Capital still staying disciplined. That's what you want. You want good high school basketball. Another turnover for the Eagles.
Nice spin move. Layup doesn't get it to go, though, and Soto comes away with it. 3 on the game clock. Buzzer beater doesn't go, but good effort there by El Camino, and cuts it down to 52-36. We go to the fourth quarter. We'll come back next on NorCal Sports TV. (52-36) El Camino trails Capital Christian here live in the fourth quarter of play. I'm Jeremy Hurtado along with birthday girl Lauren Goodman, queen of NorCal Sports TV, here calling it on the birthday.
I knew it was coming, man. It's a great title. I appreciate you guys here at NorCal Sports. I couldn't be happier to be any other place than calling a basketball game. I mean, what else would make my life any better?
And if that wasn't good enough, why not come back tomorrow and do some more, right?
Why not? Let's make it a weekend fun.
Absolutely. Birthday weekend, basketball weekend, can't get any better than that.
It's a life made for a dream girl.
Got the birthday sash on and everything as we got Eric Jackson getting on the scoreboard for the first time tonight for the Eagles, and it's down to 14.
Big fella came in right on time. I like that. Kept the ball high, staying disciplined. Coach Mateen Rafik getting in his bag, but that's
Kamara,
6'5"
freshman, just goes, hey, I don't need to go down low. I'll just shoot from three-point land wide open, and there's a basket and a one for Retief on the other end. Every time it feels like El Camino is going to kind of crawl back in the game, it's a three-point shot from somebody on Capital Christian.
And that's what they got. Come downhill. You give Capital easy out when they apply pressure and you can't make good decisions. But when you make good decisions, you're aggressive to score. You give yourself a chance to be in the ball game.
Three-point play there by Rafik. And now it's Capital Christian on the other end, and that's a little too much hands, and it's actually a travel called on Jaden Valdez, who just looks completely stunned. I thought it was a push by El Camino, but hey, either way. Eagles looking to get on the scoreboard again. Double team comes out. Ball tipped away and knocked out by Soto. Martin Rafik says, hey, you got to come get it. Him and his teammate Soto not on the same page to that opportunity. Another travel called. Second and 2 possessions by Valdez, and that time there was no question about it. He shuffled the feet. And for that, he gets to earn a trip to the bench as Clark comes back in for him. Got an issue at the scoreboard. Yep, 55-41. We had it right here. I was wondering that I didn't see that. They took a little while. They've had it wrong on the scoreboard here, so I was kind of second guessing, but I should have known that Luis, the producer extraordinaire, would not be leading us astray.
Pretty good at math out there in Stockton.
1 plus 1 is easy to do as we get Jackson back on the scoreboard again. He's instant offense. 4 points.
They might have wanted to go to my guy earlier. That can't happen.
Basham hits the 2-point shot. Back and forth we go here on the offensive end. Ito doesn't want any part of the offense, gives it back up. And then we got a trip and fall, and a travel called on Rafik, who gives it back to Capital Christian. The only positive there is that the turnover is actually a dead ball turnover and not loose ball, giving Capital Christian a run out, because they had it going if it was not a dead ball possession. Nice hands there by Martin to knock it away. Timeout called by Capital Christian. We'll take it with them. 5:57 left to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back to this on NorCal Sports TV.
Yeah, from Los Angeles. We just heard that. What made you put Miles Little into the camp?
Well, we were looking for an overnight camp that would really help develop his sort of independence. And this looked like a beautiful setting for the kids, and also really foster his independence, meet new people. And I want to say one of the best things about this camp, this particular camp, is the ability to see the games live streamed on YouTube. It allows you to not be at camp, but also still participate in that particular part of camp. And so I thought that was really amazing. The announcers were great. The angles, the instant replay, it really made the kids feel special.
Would you bring Miles Little back up to camp?
For sure, 100%, and we're bringing friends. I think one of the wonderful things that I saw when I came to pick him up is how collegial, supportive the older boys are with the younger boys. And I think that is really heartening for me, because that's how I want my boy to be when he grows up. And so I think that he has some really great examples of really kind.
Capital Christian, the inbound elevator play doesn't go. Rebound taken away by Rafik. On the pressure, lays it up and in. See, and that's what you talked about there. We get a timeout call by El Camino, but press. Instead of sitting back and just shooting the three-point ball.
Go get it. See where they can't stop, but you see no hesitation, no thought process of I'm stopping or I don't think I'm going to pull it out. Man, what are we waiting for the pressure for? Go ahead and be aggressive.
57-45, Coach Rafik calls the timeout. Lauren, what do you think he's talking about right now?
I think he's going to try to implement some type of press, try to apply either some full court pressure or some half court pressure. But you hate it took to the fourth quarter for his team to understand the tempo and momentum you got to play at. Well, sometimes that's too a struggle of where student athletes want to commit to their conditioning. Like, yeah, it's easy to sit back, shoot threes, but at the end of the day, I have to play up tempo to get some of this movement that I don't naturally just create. Like, I'm sitting and watching too much. They've made good, and that's knock to Capital Christian. They've been playing amazing defense, but also when you play up tempo like this, you do have some gaps and some holes. You're giving up something. He's double teaming every single time, so he's giving up something.
Okay, you can only have 5 on the court. If there's 2 on one guy, okay, let's just see this. It's easy math, right? 2 on one. Somebody's not covered, right?
Right on time right now, and so I'm glad to see the coaching adjustments, bringing Jackson in, making 2 quick buckets. He's being solid and disciplined. He allows him to be longer and big, and you see what? They went to a full court press. They got to get a stop. Weak side rebound is crucial, but look.
Or they could just hit another 3 if you're Capital Christian, right? Just keep shooting the lights out from outside. But you're right, they came out in that 2-2-1 press. We'll see if they come back with it here on the.
Be aggressive. Look at that. Soto's shot has been absolutely completely off today.
Now 4-on-1 breakout.
Find the lob. Oh.
He lays it up and in as Hobson.
Come on, Hobson. I like the game, but you got to see the lob. You got to understand that, I can get these 2 points, but I can shut this gym down right now.
Yep.
And the momentum and mentality of the opponent, right? Yes, I go here, boom, boom, I get a layup. Cool. But we got to work within our repertoire, especially on plays like this where they've gotten a couple breaks. Man, be able to put it right where he knows he can only get it. Kamara is 6'5". He going to fly up there and go get it. But that's something that's worked on over time in practice. That's got to be in the thought process.
Clark takes it away.
There we go. Let's see. Wind him up.
Tries the tomahawk. Doesn't get it to go.
Now, this is something me and Babcock talked about. One of the errors I feel like, and they don't have a lot, but one of the errors I feel like with Capital Christian is they have too many of those plays. Missed dunk opportunities. Clark missed one in the first half, early. Missed dunk opportunity. When you play a better team, those mistakes start adding up. And I've seen them play multiple times. We see Coach Lorente right now looking up to the heavens because I know he's frustrated about missing that wide open play because you could have just got a layup, right? And so you don't throw the lob, we get a layup. You get a wide open here, we go for a dunk, and we can't get it. Not to say he can't, because he can, but they have so many of those plays,
right,
which back in my day, you got hung. You know what I mean? I know y'all generation is a little softer, but you got hung right now. That's an automatic pullout, for some coaches. So maximizing and being smart, because now imagine you're playing that game in Sheldon in semis.
Right.
Can't have missed dunks. We can't have, missed opportunities. And that's how coaches see it at the end of the day. Missed opportunity where we could have got an easy layup.
Yeah, that's 6 points you're giving away.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's
and you owe me one.
At the end of the game, and when you lose by 4, you look back at those and go,
You owe me one. That's the new thing, 2023. Coach Goody over here, NorCal Sports TV. When we have mistakes like that, Coach Lorente gonna get it back for me tomorrow in practice because I know Coach. I know Coach very well. He's gonna get it back tomorrow.
Floater, no good. Rebound comes off to Basham, and he's on the races again. Teat back out there.
I like it.
Christian. Nice
I like
it. Doesn't get it to go, though.
That was great ball movement by the Cougars. We see here, hit the wing. Good decision down the middle. He just got to go finish that. And those are those moments where I say Capital got to get better at. Sometimes, this is just me being a woman. There's no way God could have blessed me with this height and this ability, okay? I would not be talking to y'all right now, all right? So you got to be demonstrative in your thought process. I grew up watching, and one of my favorite coaches, Derek Swafford, he coaches at Fortune High School. I remember watching him in practice in high school, and he would tell them there's no layups. I'm talking 5'7" guys, the 6'1" nothing guys, the 5 strong 11s, you know what I mean? I don't care how tall you are. It's no layups, period. Go dunk the basketball. And as we get another turnover, got to make it.
No, going to kick it out for 3. It's a 2. No good. Follow, no good. Stays with
good
it,
hustle.
though. El Camino's scrappy. I'll give them that. I mean, they keeping at it here, keeping at it, down to a 14-point game again.
They can't get out the 14-point mark.
It's been 12-14 is the closest it's been.
14 seems like their number.
Coach takes a timeout. We'll take him with it here on NorCal Sports TV. .4 game here, 4:24 left to go in the fourth quarter of play. And we talked about it before we went to break. El Camino down by 18.5. They were down by 23 at one point, have cut it back down to a 14-point lead, and it just seems like the more energy you spend to cut that lead, and then all of a sudden, boom, at Capital Christian will hit a three, and then a couple threes, and then it's back to 16-17.
Big-time daggers. But that's sometimes when you dig too much in the valley, you know what I mean? It's hard to get out of it. Good hustle.
Teat on the floor and saves it for Capital Christian. 15 on the shot clock.
Good move. Got to hit that, but that was a good jab step right there.
And then a good job,
Get middle. Get middle.
Oh, miscommunication. Saves it.
But I just talked about that 2 plays ago. In transition, one-hand passes. Finish. Good move.
Lasham lays it up and in. So you go from having a point-blank range shot on one end to a layup on the other, and then Rafiq says, okay, forget that point-blank stuff. I'm just going to launch from 19-9 and hit it.
Hey, listen, that's a layup for him. So he knows. Hey, we missed that wide-open opportunity down there. I'm going to get another one.
Hey, when you're shooting 46% from the three-point line, you can use that to your advantage. Soto has the ball knocked away, and again, for the third time, he's on the floor. As we get a stoppage of play as Valdez comes back in, and here's a replay. He just gets undercut. No call. Ball knocked out of bounds by Teat. Miranda comes back in, replacing Bennett for El Camino. 13-point lead. Go to the basket.
They got to go score, though.
Turns it over again. He gets double-teamed. One-hand pass across court and throws it away.
That's something that he's going to have to work on. He definitely wants to go to the next level. He has next-level talent for sure. But those are the things where being a college point guard, you got to be able to minimize some of those one-hand passes. You're going to learn the hard way.
And he's a junior,
so
he's got another year. But like you're talking about, those are things coaches are looking for, right? Looking at, we talked about it off air, hey, with those college portal transfers, limited opportunities for high school kids. You got to, make them arc and be the best of the best. And coach sees that on film, one-hand pass, and that could be the difference between, hey,
most definitely.
Maybe we don't take this guy because of this and this.
And again, you're fighting against those 1-year, 2-year college kids, and it's almost, I'm not surprised that they would go to that, because when I was in high school, when you were in high school, it was always like, man, we're going to get this JUCO kid for experience, because I don't have to teach this JUCO kid how to get in the dorm on time, how to not miss meetings, how to be on time, how to watch film. So now if I could get a transfer portal kid
from 5th-year, 6th-year kid,
Ole Miss or a Virginia or, wherever you get an opportunity to come from, it makes it more difficult for these kids that you're watching tonight. So they got to work on, seeing what an elite level college guard looks at. I think they look at the John Morants and all those guys. Like, yeah, they're in the league. Good lay.
Sykes. 2 more points, and again, just like that, it's back to a 16-point lead.
Yep, and here comes the pressure.
Nice step through.
And I don't even think that they see the main clock not on.
Hey, El Camino will take it, though, right?
Listen,
2:43.
Listen, I was just about to say the clock wasn't rocking, but the clock's still not going.
Hey, and then you foul.
Clock's still not going, but that's not a kid. You want to give an opportunity to. Mateen Rafiq is an amazing ball player, great shooter, and you see he just got a free bucket with at least 10, 15 seconds on the clock. So when and they go on offense, defense right now, save some legs. I like it. They going straight foul.
I think you're going to foul, exactly. I mean,
but
we're
now
already
this
going
is
to
a
play the
chess
foul
game.
game,
This
right?
is a chess game, right? because this is a league matchup. So wins and losses matter in point margin.
Differentiation matters,
yeah,
right,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Point margin matters. So it may have been a extended game today, right? Significant lead for Capital Christian. Been leading pretty much the whole game. But now I can't lose by a certain amount of points because
that could hurt me for the second, third place in the playoff spot. Yep.
There are more ties than people understand in basketball. When it comes down to wins, it's because we play each other twice. In football, you only play each other once. It's a straight-out dogfight because I have to win this matchup. I won't get a second opportunity. In basketball, because you get that second chance, and I like the good no call right there by the officials, but when you get these second chances, you get more ties. And typically, it's always for second, third, or fourth.
That's what I talked about. It may not be the team that wins the league because, hey, that's usually – but you look at it. And now here we talked about earlier guys knowing their role and coming in and filling a role, right?
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Marks checked in the game. He's been in the game for three plays, 14 seconds, picks up 3 fouls. Okay, but he knew his job was to go foul, okay?
Period.
Okay, he went in. He did his job. He gets high fives from everybody on the bench.
And sometimes that's your role tonight. Like, I'll never forget, it was key moments in high school games and in college games where I had 1 foul, my big got 2 fouls, 3 fouls, maybe it's crucial moments in the game, and I'm going to take this foul for her so that she doesn't get in foul trouble.
Absolutely.
So you just know your role and you accept it more, especially,
Offensive foul called on Valdez on the push.
I want to see Ito, I want to see him fight more for that one, though. Good positioning, but that was a straight up. I guess leaning on the back right there. I'll give him that one. That was a great call by the official. Seeing it, we got a great crew tonight too. And I know everybody been complaining about.
Give him a shout
officials.
out. I know you know them all. Give him a shout out.
They all are respectable men in the community here in Sacramento. But when you get a great crew, that's what everybody been complaining. Like we haven't had a good quality group of officials. It's still some old head because these are seasoned vets here. I know they look young on NorCal Sports TV, but we got some seasoned vets. Nice move. Too much on it, but they kept it pretty legit this whole game.
Absolutely.
My mic is smooth. Not a lot of delays. I'm not trying to really get on coaches too much. Great Friday night for basketball.
And we talked about C.J. Marks a moment ago coming in. Hey, he's a freshman on varsity, so you know his minutes are going to be limited.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as a player, you understand that, and I think it's great to see him come in. Hey, he did his job. He got his dabs by the coach and the players. And, hey, because he knows next week I could be playing. It could be me that's out there playing instead of them. So you just do your job and learn on the job kind of learning.
Yeah, and you got to give Coach Rafiq his credit of this is his 4th year, right? And he's built a name at El Camino. They have been tremendous the last 3 years. They play really good basketball. Historically known to be a girls' school, right? Girls team won the state championship. So they really building something special there. So when you, like you're saying, getting those freshman confidence, getting players like Martine confidence, who just shot that last bucket. It's all about how you build in the future. His son, Martine, is a junior, so he's coming back. So it's a lot for them to build on at El Camino. We'll see.
They only got 4 seniors on the roster. You got Ito is a senior. You got Soto, who won the leading scorer. And then you go down to Jaden Ardon and Fram Lopez. They're the only other seniors on the team. So it's a youth movement there at El Camino.
Yes, sir.
Building for the future and later on in the season. Two free throws good for Sykes as he adds to his point total. Then gets much deserved call to the bench. Little interested to see Teat still out there for Capital Christian, but he didn't play most of the 3rd quarter, so back to a 17-point game. Three-point shot, nothing but net by Soto. during the pregame, you said we're going to see a team that can shoot the ball from the outside, and El Camino hasn't disappointed there. They've done that.
They've had moments. They've had glimpses of when they can shoot the ball, they shoot it really well. But it's getting that consistently, and that's sometimes people don't understand the danger of being a shooting team. Like sometimes you hot, sometimes you're not. So you live and die by the three. That's where that motto came from, live and die by the three. Because sometimes you can hit some and you on point, and just sometimes it's not your night. And I think they show moments where they can hit and be streaky and rangy. So now it's going to be up for them to learn from tonight's ball game, put it together. Capital has a game tomorrow in our showcase. But El Camino can watch the film, go back to the drawing board.
Absolutely. They got the next game coming up on the Tuesday against at Rio Americano.
Mm-hmm. And Rio's tough this year. I want to say right now they're like 10-2. So they've and the crazy part about it is I think they beat Folsom, lost to Jesuit.
And lost to Capital Christian.
Yep, and lost to
Wednesday.
Capital on Wednesday. So they're in a really good position to be competitive, and that's what we was talking about with league and contingencies of points. Man, when you got a Rio, a Capital, El Camino, Sacramento at that top tier level of the league, you can't get blown out. Yes.
Okay, I mean maybe 4 out of 4, but probably 3 out of 4.
Division-wise, everybody got an opportunity to be in high positions.
So that's where all these tiebreakers come into play is, hey, we can't be – well, we should be a 3 seed, but we got blown out by this school and this school and this school and have a legit complaint about it. The tiebreakers matter as you see another 3-point shot on the way by Rafiq, and he hits it.
I mean, in this quarter alone, he has 15 points.
Okay, and I mean, we talked about in the pregame show, it's who's the 3 and the 4 scorer for El Camino. It's been the two-headed guys, Soto and Rafiq, all season, and hasn't been much of a difference tonight. As Kamara going to the free throw line. His free throw is no good.
He got 25 points on the night. And I would say silent 25.
Absolutely, because like you said, 15 of those are in the second or in the fourth quarter.
I didn't think I was going to have to do that much math in Rafiq.
You need to use fingers and extra,
I had to get my extra scratch paper. I didn't want to post-date myself. Y'all don't know about that scratch paper. I had to get the scratch paper to get them points right because, I mean, again, silent 25. Yeah. I mean, you got to think they only got 59 points.
Yeah, of 59.
He's still looking to pull the trigger.
C.J. Martin back in.
And they still double teaming. I love it.
We got an injured Capital Christian Cougar as Monte Gonzalez goes down there. So you were still 11.8 left to go here in the fourth quarter of a 12-point game. El Camino going to inbound here on the sideline. Rafiq, pull up 3, count it.
What I tell you.
Play well in the fourth quarter and kind of show out a little bit.
Man, they played really well. Oh, I mean, they scored about 30 points in that quarter. You see 24 points. That's big-time scoring. But as a coach, I'm always reflective of I hate when players, or I strongly dislike when players play at the end of the game. You're like, come on, man. We could have used that some in the third quarter. And sometimes you see that in the third quarter, but teams lose momentum in the fourth. I think El Camino responded really well. You just wanted to see that earlier. Ball too stagnant, I think, which are things that they're going to watch and look at the film again and see those things where it's just like, man, if they just move the ball a little bit more, the effort things we talked about, that's going to be a really good team in this league.
No, absolutely, and it kind of coincides with going to that pressure defense, right? They got down by 14, went to the pressure defense. All of a sudden, things started clicking. More movement, more effort on defense turned into more opportunities on offense. So it's one of those things where they wanted to play the 2-3 zone. Capital Christian came out and shot the lights out.
Hopefully, both player and coaches can have more confidence in them playing fast and playing in transition. I think that's something that they want to do anyways, but there was some resistance there. When do we go? When do I push the trigger? When do I kind of, to lean into that speed? I think they got a great opportunity to watch the film. It's always watch the film. Let's not talk in conversations of emotion. 24 hours, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's look at the film. When we look at the film, what does it say? Hey, man, when we had these moments, this is why we were successful. Boom, boom, boom. When we had these moments and we were in a valley, why were we in the valley? Boom, boom, boom. Be clear and cut with your players so then you guys can continue to be on the same page. They're going to learn from this game for surely. And I think even for Capital, like I said, those little things where Coach Lorente is trying to push into his team of, if we do those little things, that's what separates us from being a state championship team. I watched Capital Christian, I want to say 3 years ago, they played against Bagley his senior year, pushed them to the ropes at Golden One. And when they were there, the biggest thing is they were extremely physical, extremely talented, pushing within a 2-point game. And so both teams really got to see, hey, it's the little things where I'm missing free throws or missing layups at Golden One that's the separator of us winning the section championship. So he knows if that's the ultimate goal is to play at Golden One, then to win at Golden One, we got to make sure that we fine-tune the game up for sure.
Absolutely. We discussed that during the game. And, hey, for Capital Christian, it's a short turnaround, which could be important. How injured is Monte Gonzalez? Because, or obviously, tomorrow night, they've taken on Folsom right here on NorCal Sports TV. Mm-hmm. Folsom comes in town, and that's going to be a packed house. Okay, everybody's going to want to see that game. Everybody's going to be here for it. It's going to be showtime, and then Capital Christian is going to have to answer the bell once again back-to-back nights.
Well, I think the good part about it is he'll get an opportunity to rest because Capital is so deep. And Capital does have players who can potentially step in and fill that gap. Again, I think a big part is going to be a separator for them. They're young bigs, which I continue to talk. And I know me and Coach Lorente have talked about these two bigs continuously. They've just grown even since the last time I seen them, and that was just a month ago. And so, but now he got his full package. Now he has Clark back. Now he has all these other pieces that he hasn't had. And so he wants to go play against the best. That's his goal. I want to go play against Folsom. If you guys are telling me Folsom's number 1, number 2 in the city, that's who I want to set my gauger at. At some point, I may have to play you guys to either get where I want to go or at the destination. So I think Coach Lorente has set up a tremendous preseason, set up a great season for them to compete. It's the non-conference games on top of the conference games. And so we
to be the best, you got to beat the best.
You got to.
Right?
And so I think everybody coming in, like I said, Sheldon's going to be here. They're D1 school. You're going to have Edison and Stockton competing in that D1, D2 level. You're going to have Sakai, who historically has been able to compete if they have a succession, but they're going to go D3 and be competitive. And so it's a loaded weekend. Period. Western Ranch been competitive, going D1, pushed up. They're in a rebuild right now with their program. So
yeah, but Western Ranch rebuild is always one of those things you think, hey, they always have some athletes, they always have some speed. They're going to show you full court press. They're going to be athletic, and that's what they're going to bring to the table. You know that coming in.
I love when coaches say they rebuilding their program, and then they come with Capital 6'5", 6 this, 6 that. Yeah. But it's going to be so much talent. Great ball game tonight. A lot of growth moments. This is only the second game in the league. It's not the end of the world because you take an L. But understanding you guys going to compete like that. Show your team in the fourth quarter. There was a lot of good moments for El Camino as well. The way they competed and the way they played in the fourth quarter in desperation, that's how you got to play, because we always want to be in the mentality with our players is there's a senior on this roster. Their last game is ticking. Every game is getting closer and closer to Soto's last game. Yep. And so how am I going to go out for this senior? That same tenacity that you guys had in the fourth quarter.
That's what you need to bring all game.
You got to bring that all game. And that, it honestly could change the trajectory of what you're doing. That's just basketball, though. You can come out aggressive. You can build like that. That can change the trajectory of what else El Camino does. Build the confidence with their players. So as much as I'm going to get on them, be hard on them in the locker room, talk about what we need to work on, I also would show them their successes and what they did really well. Really proud, too, of the Cougars and how they handled their zone defense. We know they're going to make the small mistakes here and there, but I think their zone offense, as they work on their zone offense, that's going to make them a better team. To me, I think one of their keys is getting those bigs working in a tandem, being able to knock shots. 5 threes tonight. I mean, come on now. So once we get the inside moving parts, it's easy to shoot threes on reversals, but I think if they get that offense down packed, they're going to be a really tough ball game.
No, absolutely. So that'll about do it here tonight. Again, Capital Christian takes the victory, 71-62, improves to 2-0 in Capital Athletic League play. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, starting at 11 o'clock a.m., you can watch more basketball live here from Capital Christian on NorCal Sports TV. Check it out. For Lauren Goodman, I'm Jeremy Hurtado, Luis Rangel, our camera guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on NorCal Sports TV.